for whatever reason, you went and started this crazy, extreme, dangerous carnivore diet. Whether you heard about it, read about it, saw some stuff online, I'm going to tell you the number one reason why people stop way too early. And I'm going to give you some reasons and my opinions on how and why this happens. This is Anthony Stewart. This is Food for Thought, and we're questioning everything they've ever said. And I am coming from an animal-based approach. I've been a carnivore for about 2.5 years. My life has changed dramatically. My brain works. My body works. I feel the best I have in my life at 47 years old. And I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I can assure you I have done extensive research into the pros and cons. And in my experience, the pros far outweigh the cons. So we'll get into it. This is the number one reason. It is not even you. It's everybody else. And here's what happens. You try it, you start it, and someone comes and knocks you off your feet by saying you're going to die, you're going to get colon cancer, you can't eat saturated fat, and probably the biggest thing, cholesterol. Well, this is what I have to say about that. Congratulations. Not only are you making a stand and doing something for the right reasons. Now, whether you've tried every diet under the sun, you feel like crap, you've gone vegetarian and you felt horrible. So someone comes along and you've seen somebody get some improvements or feeling good about this diet, the way eating meat. And, you decide to give it a try. Then someone else comes along, whether it's a doctor, your friends, your spouse, and pulls the wool right out of your feet. And you just get knocked back down to earth. Well, here's the problem. They're not you. You are you. And congratulations for taking a leap of faith. Because that's what it comes down to. There are no studies, long-term studies, scientific, clinical trials on this way of eating. But there is history. And I can assure you, there was no cave paintings of broccoli. There was no cave paintings of medication. Cultures throughout history have celebrated meat, the hunt, protein, and fat. So for all those people that are trying to dissuade you from doing something for yourself, what do you have to lose? And what I often suggest to people is try it for 30 days. Try it for 60 days. Give it 90 days. Start feeling better. Start building from there. You've spent decades feeling like shit or eating what they've told you. And you're not feeling human. Maybe you're not feeling right. Maybe there's some underlying issues, some autoimmune conditions. What is 90 days in your lifespan? Considering how much you probably neglected your diet, nutrition, and lifestyle, 90 days of just eating meat probably isn't the worst thing you've ever done. So all those people that are eating packaged foods, thinking soy milk is better than milk, and have done nothing except listen to talking heads and bullshit science and associative studies about how good vegetables are for you. And these are the questions I have. You need to eat vegetables, right? Do you? What does science say? Well, there's vitamins and minerals in vegetables. Perhaps. But there are also some anti-nutrients and some plant defense chemicals as well. Fact. They're there. Almonds, sure. They're a great alternative to dairy if you're lactose intolerant, maybe. But they also have something called oxalic acid, oxalates, and cyanide. So switching to almond flour because you went keto or vegetarian or vegan, maybe it's not a good thing for your gut. And if you understand the science behind oxalates. Some people can handle them a lot better than others. And oxalates are everywhere in the plant world. In berries, plants, fruits, vegetables, all over the place. In pepper. Almonds are very high in oxalates. Spinach is good for you, right? Is it? Well, I'll tell you, it's got the most oxalate of any food on the planet. And if you have a damaged gut, or you're prone to, or not enough calcium, oxalates bind to calcium, pulling calcium away from what you really need it for. Now, like I said, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I've done this stuff. I've looked into it. I was about to go vegan because I thought it was healthy. And when I really, really took it upon myself to learn about what happens to your body, I decided to go carnivore. And things have not been better. I am now looking at things from a human ancestral perspective. Now, there is arguments out there about, are vegetables good? Are they beneficial? Perhaps there might be some benefits to eating some vegetables at some time. But in the context of an American standard diet, a leaky gut, and sickness, what have you got to lose to stop them? Because I can assure you, what human nutrition comes down to is essential nutrients, vitamins and minerals, protein, and energy. And the funny thing is meat has them all. Everything you need. And when I say essential nutrients, essential means you must consume them for them to be there. Now, vitamin A is an essential nutrient. And on food labels, they'll say beta-carotene is vitamin A. But that's not true. Your body has to convert the beta-carotene into viable retinoic retinol, vitamin A. Some people can't do it as well as others. So blanketing that statement, saying beta-carotene is getting enough vitamin A on an RDA level, is kind of misleading. And in context, you might not even be getting vitamin A, which is dangerous. Essential amino acids, there's 20 of them, 9 are essential. You must consume them to get them. Where are they all found? In the perfect ratio in meat. Protein is the building blocks of all your tissues and vital organs and your enzymes and your bones and your skin, your hair, your nails, not to mention peptides, hormones. Wouldn't it make sense to get the right building blocks that your body needs? He's not going to get it from soy. Not to mention, when you're eating soy, what's coming along with it? It's monocropped agriculture that has been GMO'd, and I'm not saying anything about genetically modifying it for the benefit of the human race, but when you monocrop agriculture and have GMO crops that are Roundup ready and sprayed with glyphosate, that's another thing. Glyphosate mimics glycine, which is an amino acid, and you need it. So the glyphosate will screw with your body, and it will trick your body into thinking that it's glycine, but it comes along with a whole bunch of other things, and that's not good. Monocrop agriculture is also reliant on NPK fertilizer, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. It's made synthetically, and it brings no minerals, no microbes, no love to the table. It strips the soil of all the essential nutrients it needs to transfer it to plants. So when they're telling you to go plant-based, and they're telling you to eat soy milk, oat milk, almond milk, when they're not even really milk, are you getting the nutrients? Are you even getting the nutrients that they say that you're getting? When you put into the fact of what phytic acid is, you can look it up, all this stuff up. Do your own research. I encourage you to do it. But when someone else comes along and says, you shouldn't be eating that much meat because it's bad for you. Why? Because it'll cause heart disease. Prove it. It can't be proven. In fact, saturated fat, the reason that your bad cholesterol goes up, arguably, is actually is no longer a nutrient for concern. On the American Heart Association brochure at like page 60, quietly swept under the rug. Eggs are no longer problems for cholesterol. Why? No one's told you about this. Cholesterol is essential for life, cellular function, thoughts, neurotransmitters, hormones. Why would you want to lower your cholesterol that's being genetically controlled for your body's needs? Cholesterol isn't even cholesterol. People don't know what an LDL or an HDL are. They're not cholesterol. They're the lipoproteins that carry around cholesterol, among other things that are necessary, like fat-soluble vitamins. Distributing it around your body. So maybe look at the context and stop listening to the talking heads. Because I can assure you, these people have not done their homework. I have. I constantly look at what I'm doing to my body. And I'm my biggest skeptic. And I've found when I feel best is when I am eating meat and fat. Protein and fat. Carbohydrates. They say we need them. But they're not an essential nutrient. There is not one essential carbohydrate. In fact, our bodies are so smart, the glucose that it needs, it makes very capably from the liver, called gluconeogenesis. Glucose, new, created. Gluconeogenesis. Not one essential carbohydrate. Funny thing is, carbohydrates, fat are hydrocarbons. It's restructured molecularly. And, kind of funny how we need fat. With fat-soluble vitamins, you need it. So why the hell would you want to go and eat vegetable oils, seed oils that were man-made from a factory, devoid of most nutrition, and the only thing they have to say is that it lowers your LDL cholesterol, which isn't even cholesterol, which is essential for life. So these people that are telling you to stop doing this thing because it'll kill you have no idea what nutrition is. They have no idea what is good for you. They have no idea what essential nutrients are. They tell you you need fiber. And I say, do you? Because fiber is not an essential nutrient. It's not. You are quite fine without it. But they'll say things like, well, it creates small chain fatty acids in your gut. What is that called? Butyrate. Interesting. When you're in ketosis and you're burning ketones, using ketones for energy, beta hydroxybutyrate is one of the ketone bodies. Where do they get the name butyrate? Well, isn't that really close to butter? But yet, don't eat butter because it'll kill you. But margarine's better because it lowers the stuff that butter does. So this is a little bit of an empowerment, a little talk to say, while people are stuffing their face full of sugar, processed foods, and garbage, standard American, Canadian, Australian, whatever, standard Western diet, they're not looking at the context. And the most important factor is how you're feeling. And good for you for trying this. Good for you for doing something that they say is bad. But I don't think it is. In fact, every single person that I've coached or been a part of changing their diet that has eliminated vegetable oil, packaged food, sugar, grains, carbs, does amazing. Not to mention, every single one of them has started to lose body fat. Feel better. The ones that stop this have been told by their spouses, by their doctors, or by their friends that care about them so much they have no idea what they're talking about, but yet have everything to say because you, God forbid, are trying something different to fix your health. Stay strong. Stay the course. Give your body a chance. Years of neglect, years of not knowing, and now you're reaching for the light and someone's going to shut it off that fast. So that's what I'm going to say today, guys. This is a little bit of empowerment. Most people have no idea what they're talking about, let alone the balls to try something that will ultimately benefit their lives. And hey, what have you got to lose? After 90 days, you don't like it, you don't feel good, something's not happening, you can stop. Go back to the way you were. Go back to the brain fog. the restless nights, the horrible energy, the mood swings. The potential far outweighs the damage. You've been this far, and keep going. Leave me a comment. Let me know if there's been anybody that's been really, really on you about stopping or how you're doing. I love hearing about it. I love your comments. Stay strong.